What up, fam? Do you need some extra tools that's going to help your life be the best that it can possibly be? Are you constantly juggling work, family, and personal time only to feel drained and unfulfilled? That's where the book that I wrote called The Balanced Life can be your guide to reclaiming your time, energy, and happiness with practical strategies for setting boundaries, prioritizing self-care, and achieving real balance. This book helps you create a life that you love without the burnout. Get ready to break free from the chaos and step into a life of purpose and peace. Grab your copy of The Balanced Life because you deserve a life that works for you. Also, we have The Unraveling. It's a journal to help you write, reflect, and heal. Your thoughts matter. Your feelings deserve space. The Unraveling Journal is more than just a notebook. It's your personal guide to self-reflection, healing, and growth. With guided prompts, mindfulness exercises, and room to express yourself freely, this journal helps you untangle emotions, process life's challenges, and rediscover clarity. Take a moment for you. Write, reflect, and heal, one page at a time. And fam, also another book written by my wife is Healthy Relationships. Because fam, you know this. Great relationships don't just happen. They're built. Whether it's with your partner, kids, friends, or coworkers, strong connections are the foundation of a happy life. In healthy relationships, you'll learn how to communicate better, set healthy boundaries, and nurture trust in every relationship that matters to you. Because when your connections thrive, you thrive. Start building stronger, healthier relationships today. Order your copy at kingdomservantsfirst.com. Once again, that's kingdomservants1st.com. Fam, we want you to be the best version of yourself. Get one of these books today. God bless. So sometimes you need, a lot of times we need other people to come alongside us to help us do what we need to do. I can do so much. Yeah, I can encourage myself. I can build myself up. I can put the steps into place. Yes, I can do all that. Don't get me wrong. But there will be times in your life you need other people to help you get out of your situation because you cannot do it on your own. Family. Yes, I'm having one of my silly moments. Welcome to the Bacon Bits Podcast, where we desire for you to take the bits of information and immediately apply them to your life for success. The ground rules for our podcast is that it will always be encouraging, uplifting, and informative. The areas of your life that we'll be talking about today is having to deal with a balanced life. And I need to hear y'all say it. Say valuable information applied equals success. And fam, I was having a moment this week, as I am a moment, but I was having a moment this week. And I was thinking about some of the statements that we say, and we've said them so much that we think like, this is bond, this is it, this is life, this is facts. And I'm like, it might be facts, but it's not the truth. It might be facts, but it's not the truth. So it's some random statements out there, random statements. And I just wanted to tackle a couple of them because they've been bothering me this week. I just was really thinking about in my life and saying, like, is this really true? Or is it just something that we say all the time? So one of those statements that was really bothering me is time heals all wounds. That's not necessarily true. Time can dull pain. Yeah, time can make the pain a little bit less. But I have got to be intentional about trying to work on getting that thing fixed. I got to process some stuff. I got to get some support from some other people. And I got to be intentional about working through this thing. Because time by itself does not heal all wounds. It does not. we really got to put the work in and think about, man, what is it going to take for me to get through this? You know, I had went through a divorce, and it took me off and on about, say 3 years off and on to be able to just look at the person I used to be married to and be on good terms and to be cordial and to be all that I needed to be. And if I didn't put the work in, I don't think that would have happened at all. I really had to put the work in. Time heals all wounds with my dad. When he passed away, I had to tell myself, and it was true, you know what, when he died, we were on our best terms that we had been in my lifetime. So in that aspect, it was good. And I had to get past the decades of him not really being there for me and just having to say, you know what, for him, I think he did, for the most part, do the best he could. Still, you know, the drugs and alcohol the alcohol was a big component of my dad's life. So I had to come to terms with, man, you need to put the work in to let this go. So I did take anger management classes and put the work in so that I could let some stuff go. But if I wasn't intentional, that stuff would have never happened. And that's big. One of those other statements that come to mind is, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Man, sometimes them hardships be leaving some crazy scars and some trauma and a gang of weakness instead of the strength that we say it's going to make you stronger. Yes, do I still, once again, we talked about it earlier. It's just like with time heals all wounds. Yeah, whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Yeah, fam, you better go to the hospital. You better go get some services, some surgery. You better go get some healing time. You better, it will not make you stronger on its own. If you learned a lesson from it, it could be a great bit of strength that can happen for you. But that what doesn't kill you makes you strong. Nah, that ain't just gonna happen, dog. You really got to put some work in, and that is something that we can't never say enough. We can't never say enough. Another one of those terms that's in that vein is forgive and forget. True forgiveness doesn't require forgetting. It often means remembering but choosing to release the resentment. You can forgive, but the track record proved that you bet not forget. Because if you go through it again and again and again and again with this person, guess what? We're big on forgiveness. I'm huge on that. But fam, some people have track records, okay? And the track record is showing me that there's no effort being put forth whatsoever that they're trying to change. So when that's done, you forgive, and then you part ways. You forgive, and you only deal with the person on whatever little terms that you can possibly deal with them, if they're people that are just going to be there forever. But as far as forgetting, no. There's a reason why you have an exceptional memory. Exceptional. So when certain situations come up, you know how to deal with them because you've dealt with them before. When you've seen other people that you love experience what they've been through, you can learn from their experience. When they've been teaching you verbally and they've shown you from their life. Okay, when I'm going through this, guess what? It's something I'm remembering. Yeah, I didn't forget. Yeah, you did somebody I love dirty. I seen how to handle it because of how they went through it. I can use some of their tools to get through mine. So yeah, forgiving and forgetting. Don't keep score. You know, God said that. You know, if a person sins 490 times, yeah, forgive the person. But he didn't say forget. He just said forgive. But he ain't tell you to forget. Okay, so we ain't gonna take scripture out of context. Yeah, you forgive the people because guess what? You can't be walking around holding that resentment. That's too much work. Yeah, that's a heavy load to be carrying. Don't do that. Yeah, forgive. Yeah, so that way you ain't carrying the stress, the anxiety, the burden, depression, all that goes with that. But baby, you bet not forget. Yeah, so you don't have to go through that same thing over and over and over again. When you are seeing red flags in relationships that you are in with somebody, from the other person or from yourself, Don't pay attention to them flags. Okay, don't forget, man. I usually, when I'm going through something, I usually do. Okay, yeah. That I don't want you to forget. I want you to keep that track record of. Guess what? I need to do something to change this. But guess what? I don't forget. Yeah. Usually when I'm going through this, I'm gonna forgive myself for doing the drinking and drugging. But I have a tendency to every time I'm going through financial struggles. I have a tendency to say, I don't want you to forget. Every time I have financial struggles, that's usually a trigger for me to go back and use drugs and alcohol. Okay, I got to make sure I don't forget that. Usually when I'm in a toxic relationship, that causes me to go out and cheat. Look at the things that you don't need to forget. Pay attention. Usually when my neck starts hurting, that means I'm carrying some anxiety or some stress around, trying to solve something I'm supposed to be giving to God and letting him handle it. Yeah, but I'm trying to carry it. I feel that tension on my neck. It usually is when, don't forget that. Usually I have a pattern of when stuff happens. So when we're watching the pattern, I don't want you to forget the pattern because I don't want stuff to come back and keep biting you and biting you and biting and biting you again. Forgive yourself. Forgive the people that's done you wrong. But watch the pattern. Watch the pattern. One of those statements, you can do anything you want if you just try hard enough. I can't see it. If I don't have a desire to do that thing, fam, I don't care how much hard work I put towards that thing. I just ain't gonna get it. I'm trying to learn a little bit about this AI thing. I ain't gonna master it. I can learn a little bit, and I can keep trying or get frustrated. Or if I'm trying to do something that I just don't have the gifting and the calling to do this. Why am I frustrating myself doing that? Yeah, you can do anything. You just try hard and put the hard work in. Yeah, the effort does matter. Don't get me wrong. But there are some circumstances in your life. Yeah, all the hard work ain't gonna help. There's some limitations you've been built with. And we all have limitations. And we got to watch out for the opportunities that shape the outcome too. Yeah, if I'm trying hard, just say in a relationship, you trying hard. Yeah, hard work, you're putting in the work. You can do anything. But if the other person don't want to put no work in, I don't care how hard you try. Fam, that relationship ain't going to work. So that statement, you can be anything or you can do anything you want to if you try hard enough, sometimes it ain't meant to be. And I got to be cool with that. That the hard work in this area didn't pay off. Yeah, that sometimes because of people and circumstances, there'll be injustices just because you work hard, man. Are they ICE picking up people and doing things to them? And those people putting in hard work, they being great citizens of this wonderful country. Look at that. They put the hard work in, but circumstances and situations allowed them to have to go through something. You be like, man, that's pathetic. That's bad on our part. You be like, man, why are we kicking people out of the country that want to do the work? They want to come over here and make a great living for their family. They want to have great families. They want to have the great opportunities, and they doing the hard work. But it goes back to, fam, all that hard work, the situations and circumstances can put us in stuff that we had no control over. All we can do is control our part and do what we can do. So hard work don't always pay off. Yeah, I wish it did, but sometimes it don't pay off. Pulling yourself up by your own bootstraps. I talked about this in the previous episode. Man, I don't care how hard I pull myself up. I don't have the strength to get me through this. I do not. I remember watching my beautiful queen as she was going through the 2 brain surgeries, man, and she would have to have family members around her telling her to breathe. I mean, they would have to tell her to breathe because she would forget to breathe. Yeah, that's part of, we need other people around us that's encouraging, that give us the help that we need. They give us the resources that they need. Grit is a beautiful thing. Hard work, the grind, it's a beautiful thing. But family, we need other people to do what we need to do. I couldn't do this beautiful podcast without my wonderful Shay. She helps me out and does all of that wonderful stuff. I don't have a clue on how to do all that stuff. I can do all of the talking I want to do, but this stuff would never get on the air if she didn't do the wonderful things that she does to put this thing together. So, hard work is beautiful, but you want me to be frustrated and trying to do all the editing and cutting of these podcast episodes and me being ticked off and just frustrated? Heck no. I'm letting somebody else that's gifted to do that. So sometimes you need, sometimes, a lot of times we need other people to come alongside us to help us do what we need to do. I can do so much. Yeah, I can encourage myself. I can build myself up. I can put the steps into place. Yes, I can do all that. Don't get me wrong. But there will be times in your life you need other people to help you get out of your situation because you cannot do it on your own. You cannot. Absolutely cannot. And I'm going to leave you with this. I got a couple of more. Love is all you need. The thing that love gives me is all I need. But love by itself, and love by itself is powerful, fam. But communication is needed, and that should be done through love. Trust is a big part, and that should be done through love. And the effort that you put in should be done through love. But in and of itself, there's a reason why when God says the fruit of the Spirit is love, and then he says joy, peace, goodness, gentleness, long-suffering, faithfulness, and self-control. Notice he didn't just say love by itself. He said, making sure. And I am a big advocate because I love talking about love. Yeah. But love has different communications in what it does. Okay. Sometimes love is, and this is the one that hurt. Sometimes love is not me not giving you what you think you need. Ooh. Not co-signing on your BS. Yeah. Love will tell you, I'm not co-signing on your crap. Love will not saying I'm not going to be an enabler to your addiction. Yeah. Love does that. Yeah, love don't always just let you do what you want to do, how you want to do it. Love has boundaries. So love is all you need. Yeah, we need a little bit more than that. Get the love. Yeah, so I believe love God and love others as you love yourself. Yes, I do. How do you demonstrate that love to the person? There's a reason why we use the 5 love languages and all other types of talks like that. Yeah, how does that person need to be loved? Yeah, that's big. And nice guys finish last. Nice guys do not finish last. Most of the time they finish first. I don't know where we get that nice guys because we be wanting to, guess what? You want me to act out of character so I can get what it is that I need? No. I want to do it lovingly, with a good attitude, good spirits, good energy, good vibes, all that. Yeah, but nice guys finish last? That's not been proven in my life. It's been proven the other way around in my life. The nice guys are finishing first. Yes. And that don't mean, guess what, we don't go out of our way to do the extra for somebody, and that, what I'm doing it behind the scenes, and the person in front of me is getting all the accolades. I was the one that just helping to throw the assist for the slam dunk. I was the one that threw the pass to the wide receiver. Guess what? He scored a touchdown, but guess what? I was able to assist in that. I handed off the ball to the running back so he can score the. Yeah, he got the accolades. Guess what? Nice guys don't have to finish last. If I win, we all win. And then if the people ahead of me are winning, I still win. Guess what? Because being nice is part of who I am and what my values are for me. It's part of who I am as an individual. So it doesn't mean you have to finish last, but also don't get, let people take advantage of you, because Lord knows they will if you let them jokers do it, boy. But you got to know that family. Yeah. It's bigger than that. Yeah. You got to know that I need to be nice. I need to be encouraged, because guess what? How do you want to hear it? Yeah. We talk about nice guys finish last. How do you want to hear? How do you want people to treat you? How do you want people to respect you? Now, yes, I do want that person that, that's my motivation, that my encouragement. Sometimes I need somebody to put their foot up in my, what I'm talking about. Sometimes I need that. Yeah, I don't always need the rah-rah, hooray type of person. But that also don't mean nice guys finish last. They choose to be the gentleman that they are. They choose to be the wise one. They choose to be the one that's, guess what, I'm going to be quiet in this situation, because me getting amped up ain't going to be, it ain't going to help this situation that I'm in. Sometimes the nice guy is the one that wins because they were able to be a person that could control themselves. They didn't allow the situations or people to get them amped up. They chose to be the better person. And in that way, nice guys always finish first. So, fam, I really want you to think about that, because some of these statements that we say, man, we say it so flippantly. And blood is thicker than water. Yeah, your family. Guess what? They're gonna be your family. But it's cool when you got friends that are even better for you than the family. Because the original phrase meant the opposite. Your chosen bonds, your friendships, your partnerships can be stronger than family ties. And that's why we say blood is thicker than water. Yeah, man, sometimes I guess that water is a beautiful thing because we need that to be cleansed, to be purged, to be purified, to be able to be nourished by the people that surround us, that's there for us in the corner and have our back. So family, do me a favor. Watch the statements that you're saying. Really pay attention to what you're saying and what you're thinking. Because a lot of the statements that we say, man, it's really not true. It's really not, And you think about it. If I treat people good, they're going to treat me good back. Oh, that's always been one of my wants. I want you to treat people good when we talk about this nice guys finish last. I want you to treat people good because it's part of your DNA. And you're going to get your feelings hurt if you always think that the people that you help is going to be the ones that help you back. I do believe firmly in if you do good to people, good will come back to you. Not maybe from the people that you do it for, because I love being around people that most of the time they can't help me. Yeah, not all the time, but most of the time, yeah, the ones I help, yeah, I want to be there for them and be an encouragement and uplift them. Most of the time, I'm going to get my goodness coming back from other directions, but it won't be from the people I help. So that's one of those statements as we finish. Fam, if I be good to those people, they're going to be good to me back. There will be some people that will be hoes for the rest of their life. They will be narcissistic for the rest of their life. You don't bow down to their level. You still be the person that you need to be so that you can live your best life. Fam, I love you guys. Just watch what you say. Love you. God bless. What's up, family? If this podcast has inspired you, encouraged you, made you think deeper, or even just made you smile, then I have a simple ask. Would you consider supporting this work? Creating this podcast takes time, heart, and resources, from equipment and editing to outreach and hosting. Each episode is a labor of love aimed at lifting people up and speaking life into real situations. But I can't do it alone. Your donation, big or small, helps keep the meaning going and the message. It helps us grow, reach more people, and continue producing powerful content that uplifts, educates, and empowers. If you've been blessed by this platform, I invite you to sow into it. Help us keep the mic on and the message moving. You can give at Zelle or Cash App using the links in the description box. Thank you for being part of the journey. With gratitude, the Bacon Bits Podcast, where we speak life, purpose, and legacy, one episode at a time.